This is the GBN Television News. GBN, covering you from the Grenadian Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
This is the GBN Television News for today, Wednesday, March 30th, 2022. I am Beverly Tellisford. In the headlines, government denies allegations that it intends to file an appeal to yesterday's pension judgment. Public Workers Union suggests that government starts the pension payment process. New Imani program to include differently abled individuals. Coming up in regional news, Haitians protest against rising kidnappings and gang violence. And internationally, Russia launches new strikes in Ukraine despite peace promise. In sports, St. Andrews Football League resumes this weekend following a 7-month break. We'll have the details right after this message.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue. Available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. A High Court judge handed down a judgment in favor of public workers on Tuesday. But no sooner had this information reached the public domain that there were reports claiming government is appealing the ruling. Legal Affairs Minister Gittens Stewart responded to the allegations on Wednesday and refuted the reports. Newsroom Supervisor Cherry Blackman Stevens starts tonight's newscast with this update.
Reports that the government of Grenada has decided to appeal a High Court ruling of March 29, 2022 against the state of Grenada on the pension issue is a contemporary misrepresentation.
That's the Labour Minister for Legal Affairs, Gittens Stewart, attached to reports that government is appealing a High Court judgment on the pension issue.
Representatives of the government are yet to discuss at cabinet or legal levels, much less to come up with a decision on what its reaction should be on this matter. As it stands right now, the government awaits the written judgment and a full legal briefing. Any attempted representation of the government's reaction is therefore premature and largely speculative, if not in some instances mischievous.
Minister Gittens Stewart said government's only firm decision taken in the 24 hours since the ruling is to declare its intention to invite the trade unions to have a discussion on the latest developments.
The government is completely committed to the cause of all workers. 2. While the matter is one that has been inherited by this and previous governments, there has never been a lack of commitment by at least this current government to find a lasting and fair solution. 3. Everyone must be cognizant that no government, now or in the immediate future, will be able to find immediately the over $1 billion required without bankrupting the entire society. And 4, The commitment to affected public workers is also extended to that of every Grenadian worker, and indeed citizen, and the general well-being of all must be part of the discussion.
Attorney General Dia Forrester, in response to the judgment on Tuesday, said government is committed to finding a permanent solution to the entire pension matter.
Whilst the government does have a right to appeal the decision, at present the focus is on securing the written judgment and engaging the trade unions to decide how to proceed further. Matters of this nature, which touch and concern the day-to-day lives of individuals and the constitutionality of long-standing aspects of our laws, have to be given great care and attention before further steps are taken.
The Legal Affairs Minister says government remains confident, even in the face of all the challenges, that together they will reach a settlement and find a Grenadian solution to the almost insurmountable inheritance. Cherian Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
Now, while government has denied that it will appeal a High Court ruling that would bring a $1 billion bill to the doorstep, one of the unions that represent public officers is still cautious about the situation. Nevertheless, the organization is still reveling in their victory. Jared Joseph has these latest developments.
One day sober, however, giving God glory for the great things he has done, Public Relations Officer of the Public Workers Union, Daisy Hazard, says they are still in a rejoicing and celebratory mood. Hazard says the long-awaited victory for pension restoration is especially triumphant for the retirees, whom she notes have been calling the union day after day.
Even as we rejoice, we know that we have to await the written judgment, which our lawyers should soon have in their hands, so that we can peruse it with our lawyers and deliberate on it to really understand the implications of the judgment and its important impact on workers.
The PRO also gave further clarification on the reports the union received, hinting that government has appealed the pension judgment.
As a union, we always try to stick very closely to the facts as we have it at hand. Yesterday, based on the information that we received, we would have indicated an understanding that the government intends to appeal. We have not heard any such thing from the government of Grenada as of today, but what we have been able to clarify and verify is that the legal team did ask for leave to appeal the case, to appeal the judgment, and so it means that within perhaps the next 2 weeks or so, if the client, if the principal, which is the government of Grenada in this case, so instructs the Office of the Attorney General, there may be an appeal.
Legal Affairs Minister Kindra Matthew Stewart has since issued a statement citing that the reports of a government decision to appeal is a contemporary misrepresentation. Hazard tells GBN that they will now focus on rekindling and renewing hope for the retirees, persons facing imminent retirement, and the nation's children.
The time for dialogue, unions have always been open to dialogue on pension and gratuity because we understand our responsibility to the entire social construct. We've always been willing to dialogue. What we were forced to do was to take the matter to the court, and the court has ruled and pronounced a judgment. And so what we expect going forward is that persons who have matriculated within the system and have earned their gratuity and pensions will begin to receive that immediately.
I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Moving now to other news, the Ministry of Youth is expanding its reach in the selection of trainees under the new Imani program. The Grenada National Council for the Disabled is now partnering with the ministry ahead of the launch of the 8th batch of the program on Thursday. Chrislina John picks up this story.
It is a first in the history of the new Imani program under the current administration, as there is strong advocacy for differently abled individuals to participate in Batch 8, which is scheduled to be launched on Thursday. Minister for Youth, Kate Lewis-Peters, during the weekly post-cabinet briefing said of the 1,000 trainees, several will be from the differently abled community.
As we cater for participants who will be coming from the Grenadian Grenada Council for the Disabled. This year, we decided to incorporate a group from the Grenada Council for the Disabled to ensure that we maintain our inclusiveness policy within the program.
The minister says 17 differently abled individuals are being registered for the program in collaboration with the Grenada National Council for the Disabled.
The discussion, and PS can assist here with the Grenada National Council for the Disabled. We have been discussing ways in which we can accommodate them to ensure that they are not disadvantaged in any way and they can receive the full benefits of the program.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Youth, Marina Jessamy, notes that transportation, which is a critical area, will be provided to the GNCD members by the ministry.
Because some of them will not be able to access the training if they use the general transport. And as a ministry, we are committed to provide private transportation for each one of them. I must say that I visited the youth center last week just to witness the registration process. And I was pleased to see that the differently able were there before 8 o'clock. They have support. They came with support from the council, and we had a little chat. And the excitement to just be selected, they were so happy to see that they have this opportunity.
The youth minister noted that they are looking to add CV training for areas such as wood building, small engine repair, printing and graphics, mobile app development, patient care, and nursing assistance. Christelina John, GBN News.
Meanwhile, Minister for Youth Kate Lewis-Peters has come in defense of the application and submission procedure for the Imani and Youth Biz programs, following talks of political interference. She says while members of parliament have some involvement, the process is transparent. Here's Christelina John once again.
The integrity of the new Imani program has come into question as concerns are being raised in different sectors about the process of registration for participants and whether it is politically aligned. Talks have been circulating in some circles that each member of parliament submits a list of names of participants for the program and no official vetting process is done before the individuals are accepted into the next batch of trainees. However, Minister of Youth Kate Lewis-Peters has refuted such claims, noting that there is a Imani Secretariat for filling out applications.
The Imani Secretariat will compile a database of all the applicants who have expressed interest into the program. Secondly, we do have participants who will visit their constituency offices, discuss with the MPs their interests as well. So we receive the participants from those at the constituency offices as well as those at the youth center.
The youth minister admits that the MPs do have to review the list of applicants.
But to say that it is the MP submitting the list is not entirely correct. We do have the Secretariat who will present the list of applicants through the years who have expressed interest as well as those coming through the constituency offices.
There have also been concerns about entry into the Youth Biz program for potential entrepreneurs who reportedly need to be supporters of the ruling party. Minister Lewis-Peters once again defended the application and submission process and says young people will be given a fair opportunity to participate in all the programs within the Ministry of Youth.
And that is why we have the Division of Youth Development with different units. So the Youth Biz unit will spearhead the registration and implementation of the small business training and grant funding that you're speaking about. It was advertised publicly so that young people can be aware and be given a fair opportunity. What has happened, some people go directly to their members of parliament who are elected to represent them, as well as through the constituency office. And we also have those who will register at the Division of Youth Development, Youth Biz unit.
She says the same applies to the registration of interested young people in participating in youth parliament at the parish and national levels. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
This is Primetime edition of news. Coming up, the Birmingham 2022 Queen's Baton is in Grenada, and all things Grenadian will be on show. Stay with us.
Angie, don't you know that you should not fly a kite near electrical poles and wires? You should only fly it in open areas. If the kite gets stuck, it can cause power outages throughout the village.
Then I'll just pull it down, Johnny. Simple?
No. You shouldn't do that. You can get shocked. You should call Grenadians at 237 and they will come and help.
Alright.
Never fly kites near the power lines. If your kite ever gets tangled, do not attempt to remove it on your own. A message from Grenadians, energizing our Grenada.
I've been a member of the Ariza Credit Union since 2016, and honestly I joined to come out of poverty. What I love most about Ariza Credit Union is their support in helping us as members to save. I was in the credit union like a little under a month. The sewing machine that I had went bad and I was in desperate need of, purchasing another. I simply went to speak to my loan officer. I wanted to know details of how to go forward. How do I become qualified to get a loan? And the next thing I knew, she said, how much money do you need? And at that time I needed $7.99. And she said, I'll loan you the money. And from there I purchased the sewing machine, and this is the result. As a young person, we all have those little achievements in the back of our mind that seem so far-reaching. What Ariza encourages us to do is to save. I'm really happy, honestly.
Why pay full price for your mobile when you can pay half? Just bundle your home internet and mobile services with Flow and save 50% on your mobile bill. That's money in your pockets every month. Plus now you get free YouTube and WhatsApp data. And you can share your plan with up to 3 other numbers. Upgrade now and get a free smartphone. Switch and keep your number. Learn more at discoverflow.co.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform. Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
Glam out in the best names and designer frames with Quartz Optical. Buy one stylish frame and get 50% off your second pair. Sport your favorite Armani, Converse, Vogue, and many more frames for less. Get an additional 10% off and pay nothing for 30 days when you pay with Ready Finance. Book your free eye examination appointment online today on www.quartzoptical.com. Don't miss the opportunity to glam out. Only at Quartz Optical. Value you can see. Offer available while stocks last. Special conditions apply.
Grenada's #1 track and field event is back. The Republic Bank Inter-Secondary Schools Athletic Championship is on Thursday, April 7th, one day only at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Come and experience keen track and field rivalry among our secondary school athletes from 9 a.m. Admission, main pavilion, $15. Secondary stand, $10. Students and children under 12, $5. It's the grand return to secondary school track and field championship and the inaugural Republic Bank Intercall. Thursday, April 7th at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. You must be there.
Here is a little known fact. There is only one place in Grenada that you can get an MRI scan done. That place is Spicile Imaging Center. Yes, Grenada, that's the truth. Other centers could offer you other scans, but Spicile Imaging provides an authentic MRI scan. Here's another little known fact. Spicile Imaging has 3 centers. We operate at Grenville, the Carnage, and at the Ocean House, Grand Banks. We provide the widest range of laboratory tests and services. CT scans, x-rays, mammograms, ultrasounds, and a host of other services. We are fully staffed by a team of family doctors and specialists. Call us today at 444-7679 or 406-1500 or visit any of our 3 locations. Spice Cell Imaging, from seeing the doctor to getting lab tests, scans, and pharmacy services. We are here to take care of you.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Agriculture is engaging a non-profit organization in a training and development program for youth and young adults, particularly centered on agriculture. Let's hear more from Christina John.
Adult and Teen Challenge Grenada has entered into a temporary arrangement with Bouchejou Estate Limited, owned and managed by Leroy Nichols. Their aim is to bring to fruition a project in agriculture production utilizing a 5-acre plot in Bouchejou, St. George. Executive Director of Adult and Teen Challenge Grenada, Jude Hector, says their goal is to have a residential rehabilitation facility on a farm. He explained that the 5-acre plot will be cultivated with short crops and small ruminants. He sees this as an avenue to boost local food production, and the area is already being prepared for planting, Hector said.
And we see what's happening globally. So I believe there's a window of opportunity that we have now as a small island to really take a serious, inventory and also a serious effort to boost our food production. I mean, we cannot. The writing is on the wall, I think. When we have bigger countries who are the main suppliers of some of the stuff that we eat, are beginning to not be able to provide as much as we need. So this is very, very, very important.
This project will afford participants certification of becoming businessmen and women in agriculture and will also contribute to increased production. The overarching objective is to be a reference for challenged youth.
What we want to become and what we're going to be establishing is we can become a viable alternative or a program that youth who are having challenges can be referenced, right? So like some kind of diversion program. So that, for example, instead of sending a youth to prison for 2 months or 3 months, they can come to us, we work with them, right? We save costs in terms of having them at the prison. We save them a lifetime of just being in a situation where I think they could be better off, right?
Minister for Agriculture Peter David said the ministry is ready to offer the technical support needed to ensure the success of the project.
The Ministry of Agriculture will work this project as a partnership. We have the technical know-how. So, for example, planting requires you to know what the ground is good at. Jude and his team will work with the agronomy division in the Ministry of Agriculture. We'll work with the extension division. We'll work with the farm labor support group. Whatever we can provide.
Adult and Teen Challenge Grenada is a registered non-profit organization providing faith-based holistic rehabilitation services to people encountering life-controlling situations in a safe and caring environment. Christina John, GBN News.
Grenada welcomed the arrival of the Queen's Baton on Tuesday evening with exciting plans for its 3-day stay. The baton was received by Her Excellency Dame Cecilia Grenade and passed on to the past president of the Grenada Olympic Committee, Royston LaHaye. Rena Per Thomas has more details.
The Queen's baton arrived in Grenada on Tuesday and received a warm welcome from Governor General Dame Cecile Lagrenade, members of the Grenada Olympic Committee, and other Commonwealth officials. Her Excellency Dame Cecile Lagrenade spoke of the events that are planned for the baton for its 3-day stay in Grenada.
The Grenada Commonwealth Games Association has planned a program of activities that includes visits to schools, a sports meet, a visit to the Welcome Rock in St. Patrick's, Belmont Estate, the Chocolate Factory, the Guave Nutmeg Processing Plant, and the Doom Museum in St. Andrews. A cultural celebration will also be held at Cuthbert Peters Park, and photo opportunities will be organized along the route. We invite all our people to join in the celebration of the baton as the baton travels around the country this Wednesday and Thursday.
The Queen placed her message to the Commonwealth into the baton, signifying the start of the 294-day relay to the 72 nations and territories of the Commonwealth. Minister for Sport Yolande Bain Hosford says Grenada gets an opportunity to show Commonwealth countries its story and display its culture.
For us, it is a privilege to be on this journey with the other 71 Commonwealth nations while they share their experiences. As the 47th country to be visited, we too will have an opportunity to showcase our country and share our own stories with them. As the baton continues throughout the Commonwealth, we anticipate that the uniqueness of each nation, which are revealed through their shared stories, would be an inspiration to all of us.
Grenada Olympic Committee has selected a team to represent the country in the 2022 Commonwealth Games in swimming, boxing, and cycling categories so far. Resident British Commissioner in Grenada, Wendy Freeman, spoke of the Games, which are scheduled to be held on July 28 in Birmingham.
Birmingham 2022 aims to offset the carbon generated as a result of the events taking place by delivering a series of initiatives to leave a positive social and environmental legacy of the sustainability in the region. This is part of Birmingham's sustainability pledge to have the positive impact on the city, its people and local communities.
The baton has so far visited 46 countries, with Grenada being the 47th. The Queen Relay is a tradition that celebrates, connects and excites communities from across the Commonwealth during the build-up to the Commonwealth Games, which happens every 4 years. Grenada's world javelin champion Anderson Peters will take the baton to the next stop in the Bahamas. For GBN News, I am Rina Pet Thomas reporting.
An event to highlight, nourish, and preserve Grenada's heritage and the performing arts returns this weekend in the Big Parish. It's the revival of the Tivoli Drummers' Moonlight Drumming. The Tivoli Drummers are promising a night of cultural explosion on Saturday as they break their 2-year hiatus to bring back drumming under the moonlight. The COVID-19 pandemic had put many cultural activities on the back burner due to restrictions put in place to safeguard the public. Now that some easing is coming to fruition, the Tivoli Drummers' Moonlight Drumming is back in full effect. Livingston Nelson, founder of the Tivoli Drummers, says the aim is to bring back drumming throughout Grenada.
The idea is to get back and to, again, revive the drumming across the island. Tivoli Drummers, I believe, which is the premier group in drumming group in Grenada, has had a hiatus of 2 years because of the pandemic. So in this light, we decide, well, now that we've seen signs that things are coming back to normal, we again decide to start in a big way.
He says the support received has been great and added that this year would see an addition to the list of activities.
We are going to do it by including some traditional activities, meaning almost like the salaka. We're going to be cooking. We're going to invite people to come and participate in our meals. And we're going to invite drummers, not just from Tivoli, but other drummers to participate. So the event is going to be a really big event where we have a lot of drummers and we're going to be again, some of our traditional dances, some of the dances that we had from Tivoli drummers. We expect groups from St. George's to be part of that. We expect all the drumming fraternity and drum lovers to be part of that exercise that we are planning to do.
The event is scheduled to take place at the Tivoli Cultural Center on Saturday. And now we turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media.
We present the news. You analyze the various topics and distill the issues as they unfold. Your distillation points matter as we're about to highlight them in our Social Buzz report.
GBN Social Buzz is reaching beyond the local platform to share with you what's trending on social media. We browse the World Wide Web and bring to you the topics inciting the most reaction and debate among users. Last night, we featured a reaction video of the Will Smith, Chris Rock Oscar slap that's making waves across the cyber world. Tonight's video features a comedic remake of the scenario, A Little Closer to Grenada.
Today, I just want to thank God for life. And I also want to thank Will Smith for being his wife. You look wonderful today, baby. I love how I cover up your head. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, girl, looking real good.
But you're tracking my woman,
No, I mean that's my... Remind me of that woman from the movie G.I. Jane. Man, you are talking to me in that manner?
Man, like your man get vexed, alright. Look at what the man is up. Why you mad up?
And the Oscar goes to...
Thank God. I could call my wife right now. I could tell my wife. They're disrespectful. I would even tell them that as well. I just want to thank everybody. I'm sorry. It's a last lap. I wasn't there in time, no man. That's why. I just want to apologize to the whole awards. Thank you for the best actor.
That's what's buzzing tonight. We encourage you, our viewers and listeners, to submit your think pieces on trending topics locally, regionally, and internationally via our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platforms. Still ahead, new champions to be crowned in Grenada Food and Nutrition Council's competition. We'll tell you why when we return.
Our senior women's national team continues their CONCACAF Women's Qualifiers campaign. This time, they battle against the Cayman Islands on Wednesday, the 6th April 2022 at the Grenadians James Athletic Stadium. Kickoff time, 5 p.m. Get your limited tickets now for just $20 EC from the Grenada Football Association headquarters, Queen's Park. Grenada versus the Cayman Islands. CONCACAF Women's Qualifiers, Wednesday, 6th April from 5 p.m. at the Grenadians James Athletic Stadium. Feel the passion. Let's support the Spice Girls.
Your vehicle insurance should never break your bank. With Beacon, you can get up to 35% off your fully comprehensive car insurance and still get full protection from unexpected damages with free loss of use, windscreen cover, and special perils. When it comes to your insurance, always be sure you settle for more. Call us at 440-4447 or log on to beacon.co.tt and get a quote today.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
Level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is you shop and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
Welcome to Nurses Care, a new home healthcare company on Ireland, changing the way you receive healthcare. From registered nurses and aides to medical doctors and qualified physicians, we offer a wide range of healthcare services, from monitoring chronic conditions and medication, to elderly care, pediatric care, and maternity nurses, to even housekeeping and case management. We offer 24/7 in-house healthcare services. So contact us today for your in-house consultation at 439-3928.
Let's start the new year on a high, a detox high, because it's detox time again at Nirvana Detox Center, a natural health store. Check out our many detox packages starting from $100 or get 15% off on colonic irrigation therapy. Detoxing can help with liver and blood cleansing, weight loss, constipation, acid reflux, kidney stones, heavy metal removal, gas and bloating, and more. Call or WhatsApp us on 231-6642, 418-7115, or 449-7753. Ask about our delivery options. Visit us now. Bruce Street Mall, store number 1208, or Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area. Our opening hours are Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Nirvana Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Detox your way to health. These specials ends on March 31st or while stocks last.
Enjoy free premium access to D-Music from March 25th to 31st. Discover 60 million local and international songs. Get playlists specially made to match your flavor. You can even download your favorite songs and albums. Plus, enjoy Coffee and Shensia's new albums fresh out the studio with free 2 gigabytes of data for D-Music every day. From March 25th to 31st, listen anywhere, anytime. So, what are you waiting for? Download D-Music now.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Why pay full price for your mobile when you can pay half? Just bundle your home internet and mobile services with Flow and save 50% on your mobile bill. That's money in your pockets every month. Plus, now you get free YouTube and WhatsApp data. And you can share your plan with up to 3 other numbers. Upgrade now and get a free smartphone. Switch and keep your number. Learn more at discoverflow.co.
Welcome back. There will be a new primary school champion in the annual schools quiz hosted by the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council next week. Rena Per-Thomas has more in this report.
Defending champions of the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council Nutrition Quiz, Bonaire Government School, will not be competing in this year's competition as the annual event commences. Paraclet Government School, Woburn Methodist School, and River Sally Government School are the 3 schools that will battle on the primary level on Monday. The primary school competition will take place in Grenville. Shoris Bristol says there are fewer schools participating in this year's primary school competition.
This year, however, we just have a few of the primary schools. We have 3 that have registered. The others, they have some constraints in terms of the facility the students going to the Home Economic Center to get the classes done. We look at the time frame of them being home, and also the sporting events that some of them they are more preoccupied with.
On the secondary level, Bristol said that they have seen some newcomers in the competition. The Grenada Boys Secondary School, J.W. Fletcher Catholic, St. Mark's Secondary, Westerhall School, Boca Secondary, Grenville Secondary, the St. George's Institute, Wesley College, and defending champion Bishop College are the 8 institutions competing.
And the new school, we have St. George Institute. They're participating, and we're looking forward for a good competition among those schools. And Bishop's College, our defending champion from last year, would be automatically in the final.
Competitions for the secondary level will take the form of a zonal competition next Wednesday. Prizes will be awarded to the top 3 schools in each competition.
So we're looking at prizes would be items for kitchen use, monetary gift that they can, like a voucher for shopping. They would all receive a certificate of participation.
The National Secondary Schools Nutrition Quiz is part of the GFNC's effort to educate people on healthy eating and lifestyle and the role of proper nutrition in warding off chronic non-communicable diseases. It is also an opportunity for students to test their knowledge as part of their preparation for the CXC and the CPEA exams. Students will be quizzed on a wide range of topics, all covered in the food and nutrition syllabus. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
Now let's see what our citizen journalists captured in tonight's GBN ISAW.
A good eye catches all. GBN ISAW is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Grenada has not been immune to sexual exploitation of minors, which continues to be a growing concern. The young mother in tonight's ISA, Anila Neptune, is teaching her toddler, Amaro, how to react when anyone touches his private areas.
Touch here, what do you say to them?
Don't do that. That's my private. Don't touch my penis. That's my private part.
That's right. And if they touch your bottom, what do you say?
Don't do that. That's my private part.
That's right.
Young Amaro is cognizant of what parts of his body are off limits and why. At what age do you start educating your children about their bodies? Tell us when you send your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms. Stay with us. The weather is up next.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
If there was ever a time to keep and stay healthy, it's now! We at Hills and Valley are here to help you take deliberate steps to maintain your health. We stayed true to maintaining the most comprehensive rates while stocking the widest range of medicines and health devices including personal protective equipment. There are so many benefits shopping with us. You get great savings through discounts for senior citizens and reward cards for loyal customers. Ask about owning yours today. Visit us at Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George, Jubilee Street opposite the Grenville Bus Terminal, and at Hillsborough, Carriacou. Our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street also stocks the widest range of pharmaceuticals. We are with you on the hills, the valleys. We are Hills and Valley Pharmacy.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
Weather for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique valid for tonight and the following 3 days. Weather tonight partly cloudy with light, brief, isolated showers, mainly after midnight. Tonight's minimum temperature 24.5 degrees Celsius. Winds northeasterly to easterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas moderate, waves 4 to 6 feet in open water. Tides low at 8 p.m. and high at 2 a.m. Sunrise tomorrow 6:06. Weather for Thursday, March 31st, partly cloudy with a few light isolated showers increasing overnight. Weather for Friday, April 1st, partly cloudy with light isolated morning showers becoming mostly fair during the afternoon. And weather for Saturday, April 2nd, partly cloudy and windy with a medium chance of light, brief daytime showers and increased cloudiness during nighttime showers. Stay with us for your sports news. Good evening, sporting fans. Let's kick off with football tonight. The St. Andrews Football League resumes after an 8-month hiatus with an action-packed weekend in store for football fans in the Big Parish. The Executive Committee decided to recommence the 2021-2022 season on Saturday with matches to be played in A and B divisions. There are 3 rounds of matches left in the first round of the A division, and the B division is into its second round. The fixture of matches resume with a B division match at Victoria Park between Pearls Progressive FC and Union FC from 5 p.m., followed by a Harford Village Revivers Tivoli Lions FC matchup from 7 p.m. Moving now to cricket, Australia continued their dominance at the 2022 ICC Women's Cricket World Cup with a comprehensive 158-run win over the West Indies in the first semi-final in Wellington. The match was reduced to 45 overs per team after a rain delay before the toss, which the West Indies won and elected to field first. Australia's opening pair of Alyssa Healy and Rachel Haynes put the Windies bowlers to the sword as the Australians' innings closed with them amassing 305 for 3 of their 45 overs. The two ended up putting on a mammoth 216 before Healy was dismissed for a blistering 129 of just 107 balls in the 33rd over. Haynes eventually got to 85 of 100 balls before she became the second wicket to fall with the score on 231 in the 36th over. Captain Stephanie Taylor, 48, Hayley Matthews, 34, and Deandra Doughton, 34, were the only West Indian batters to get into double figures, as Australia were equally dominant with the ball, restricting the Windies to 148 for 8 to secure a 158-run win and advance to the final. The second semi-final bowls off later tonight between South Africa and England. West Indies were dealt a blow ahead of Wednesday's ICC Women's World Cup 2022 semi-final against Australia, with news that veteran spinner Grenada's Avi Fletcher will miss the cutthroat clash after being diagnosed with COVID-19. Young all-rounder Mandy Mangru, who has been in New Zealand and as a travelling reserve, as Fletcher's replacement. Meanwhile, Annette Knott, chair of the Women in Sport Commission of CANOC, says Cricket West Indies needs to reconfigure its board to include more women in the decision-making process of the sport. Knott was a guest on the weekly Talk Sports program last Thursday.
you know, when I look at just look at some of the boards that are thing, and our favorite one is, of course, in the West Indies is cricket. So I look at the West Indies cricket board of 18 members, 14 directors, and then non-member, whatever the jargon they use, and there is one woman, West Indies cricket, women's cricket has really taken on. I mean, everybody looks forward to watching our women, etc. So why do we still only have one woman on the board?
She says Cricket West Indies must realize the real value of having such a balance on its board.
Do we have to say that if you have a board, you must have 30%? Or do you have to say, so in other words, is international cricket going to say to all the boards around the world that it's time for you to have quotas percentage? I'm not one for quotas because I feel women earn their place and therefore there's no need for quotas. But in situations where you're not seeing the progression, maybe that's something. I mean, the IOC is 30 to 40% now and moving even more so.
Still with cricket, former West Indies fast bowler, now cricket commentator Sir Curtly Ambrose says the fight from the West Indies players is one of the many positives he identified in the recent Test victory in Grenada and overall series. Let's Talk Cricket was the focus of discussions on Monday's Beyond the Headlines program, and Sir Curtly says looking on from the commentary booth, apart from the excitement to win the game and the series, was the fight shown by all the West Indies players.
The first test in Antigua, the second test in Barbados were some real tough conditions, especially for the bowlers, and they stuck with it. They didn't crumble. They never gave up. And for those two matches, over 10 days, they showed fight, they showed commitment and the willpower to survive under trying circumstances. So for me, those are some really, really serious positives.
The West Indies legend says though there has been fighting spirit among players, it has not been consistent.
So I don't know if maybe the coaching staff, or maybe the players keep hearing us on the outside talking about show fight, and they're probably tired of hearing it and decide to do it on a consistent basis. I don't know the extent to it, but for me, it's very refreshing to see that fight shown, like I said, under trying circumstances. And I'm hoping that is a start of things to come going forward.
That's all for tonight's sports news. Regional and international news are next. This is your One Caribbean Media Hookup. I am your presenter, Beverly Telesford. Political instability and a climbing crime rate have drawn protesters onto the streets across Haiti. Rising costs of everything from food to fuel are a major concern in the Caribbean nation, with millions struggling. Hundreds of people attended demonstrations in the capital, Port-au-Prince, as they say authorities are absent and Prime Minister Ariel has not cracked down on criminal organizations. Here's Al Jazeera with the details.
For the last 3 months, this type of civil unrest has become the norm. Demonstrators protest ongoing kidnappings and violence, as well as mostly stagnant wages in the face of soaring inflation. Protesters in Port-au-Prince say life is becoming unattainable and they're demanding that government do more to address the problems facing them on a daily basis.
Traders can't take to the streets, our children can't go to school because of the kidnapping and crime. Rising costs and inflation are only making things worse for us.
Everything from food to fuel is getting more expensive. Bakeries that make the bread most Asians rely on every day could soon be forced to shut down due to supply shortages and rising costs.
The war in Ukraine has hurt us a lot because imported flour plays such an important role. It has made it difficult to get wheat into Haiti. That's why it's so expensive for us, even if we can't afford it.
Haiti imports 70% of its food, and the UN estimates that nearly half of the population is in urgent need of assistance. The political paralysis in Haiti has only gotten worse since the July assassination of former President Jovenel Moïse. No date has yet been set for new elections, and the acting prime minister says the first step is to hold a constitutional referendum. Tuesday protests marks the 35th anniversary of Haiti's current constitution, and organizers say they will continue to apply pressure until those in charge move forward with a change the country so desperately needs.
There is no let-up in attacks by Russia, despite its pledge to reduce military activity in parts of Ukraine. Tuesday, Russia said it would cut back operations around the capital Kyiv in an effort to boost mutual trust in the peace talks. Let's hear more from the BBC.
If there are finally small hints of optimism in Ukraine, it doesn't feel that way on the roads outside Kyiv. Here, the damage has been done. In this village, Ukrainian soldiers are on the ground having just retaken it from the Russians, part of a pushback that may have forced a shift in tactics from Moscow. After more than a month of fighting, many are weary, but for Ukraine's president, progress in peace talks does not mean it's time to relax.
Yes, we can call positive the signals we hear from the negotiating platform. But these signals do not silence the explosion of the Russian shells. Of course, we see all the risks. Of course, we see no reason to trust the words of certain representatives of a state that continues to fight for our destruction. Ukrainians are not naive people.
Until now, the strategically important northern city of Chernihiv has also been a target of the Russians. But Ukrainian and American officials are warning that Moscow's pledge to scale back its operation here, as well as around the capital Kyiv, could just be a tactic designed to mislead. There's certainly no let-up in Russia's assault in the southeast. At least 12 people were killed yesterday in this strike on a Ukrainian government building in Mykolaiv. And new satellite images show the extent of the damage in Mariupol, still besieged by Russian forces.
And 20 fixed penalty notices will be issued for breaches of COVID-19 rules following allegations of lockdown-busting parties in Downing Street, including at least 3 attended by the Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Sky News has this story.
Back in the spotlight, what happened in Downing Street? And behind this door during COVID lockdowns, after the police today concluded staff did break the rules.
Should the Prime Minister resign if he's fined, sir?
A question on everyone's lips but weeks ago, and while the PM was not fined today, the police clear that more fines could be on the way. This investigation far from over. But some of his own MPs, even those who called for his resignation, say now not the time.
The issue of Partygate has, for better or worse, been swamped by international events in Ukraine. I think it's going to be overtaken by domestic issues around the cost of living. There may be a price to pay for Partygate. There may be a day of reckoning, but it's certainly not now.
The opposition, though, clear the damage already done. No future for this PM.
Transparency is important, and trust and confidence in our Prime Minister is important. If he's broken his own rules, which it's clear he has, then he should resign. And if he gets a fixed penalty notice or he tries to scapegoat other people, then I think that says more about him as a person.
We still don't know if the Prime Minister will be fined for breaking breaking his own lockdown rules. But what we do now know is that his assertion that all guidelines were followed under his roof is simply untrue. Lockdown laws were broken in Downing Street.
And that's your One Caribbean Media Hookup. I was your presenter, Beverly Tellisford. Recapping tonight's headlines, government denies allegations that it intends to file an appeal to yesterday's pension judgment. Public Workers Union suggests that government starts the pension payment process and new Imani program to include differently abled individuals. In the region, Haitians protest against rising kidnappings and gang violence. Internationally, Russia launches new strikes despite a peace promise. And in sports, St. Andrews Football League resumes this weekend after a 7-month break. That's the conclusion of the GBN News for today, Wednesday, March 30th, 2022. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I am Beverly Tellisford. That's the news. Good night.